He got on one knee.
Of course.
Was it an instant yes from you?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I could barely let you finish proposing. I said, can I say yes now?
She didn't even let me finish. She said, can I say yes, can I say yes now? And then there was hugs, and I had the ring in my finger, and I was like, can I give you the ring? And she goes, oh yes, the ring.
These two are super nice, but super controlled people. And they have to be, because everybody is staring at them. Everybody is analyzing them. Oh, look what I'm doing right here. So they have to be on their best behavior or they'll get judged. But guess what happens anyway? Motherfuckers judge them. So I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to really get a good analysis of these two, just because they are basically acting. But they're not acting in a bad way. They're acting because of you. I want to see how they really act, and what I'm about to do is try to read between the lines. Hey everybody, today we're going to focus on Harry and Meghan. We're going to analyze their relationship. Is Meghan manipulative and mean, or are you just racist?
How did you first meet?
Yes, we first met, we were introduced actually by a mutual friend who
We should protect her privacy and not reveal too much of that.
And but it was literally, it was through her, and then we met once and then twice, back to back, 2 dates in London.
See, I love how they just fly past that. Like, how did that interaction happen? When they first met, were there little tinglies? Were there little butterflies going in their tummies? We don't know anything. I'd love to know that story. I'm sure it's somewhere on the internet. Maybe they told about it in another interview, but right here, they kind of just flew past it.
3, maybe 4 weeks later, that I managed to persuade her to come and join me in Botswana, and we camped out with each other under the stars. She came and joined me for 5 days out there, which was absolutely fantastic. So then we were really by ourselves, which was crucial to me, to make sure that we had a chance to get to know each other.
Yeah.
It's funny how when you're so famous, you have to bring a girl to Botswana to be alone with her, or people are going to be watching every move you make.
We went and met for a drink, and then I think very quickly into that we said, well, what are we doing tomorrow? We should meet again.
What are we doing tomorrow? Let's
Nice.
meet again. And then it was like, right, diaries. We need to get the diaries out and find out how we're going to make this work, because I was off to Africa for a month.
So there must have been a really strong connection from the start for them to get a drink and then immediately go, we need to see each other again. What's happening next? And then for a prince to look in his princely schedule and see, how could I fit this woman into my life among all of my charity work and all of the good things I'm doing for the world. And for Meghan to figure out her busy acting schedule, because that's what she is. She's an actor and she lives in LA, and they have busy schedules doing press and all of that stuff. So they must have had a lot of interest from that first night. There must have been some spark. I wish I could see what was going on, but again, every little move they make is being observed, so it's hard for them to really loosen up and act themselves around each other when there's a camera on and they know the world is watching.
Everything that I've learned about him, I learned through him, as opposed to having grown up around different news stories or tabloids or whatever else. Anything I learned about him and his family was what he would share with me, and vice versa. So for both of us, it was just a really authentic and organic way to get to know each other.
Instead of being affected by tabloids and getting an idea of his personality, good or bad, through articles, she was able to go right to the source and get to know the real Harry. Now, somebody could know about royal family and know about who they are and what their names are and what they look like, but that's a lot different than following them closely and seeing what the story of the day is about them from day to day.
So to be able to start almost afresh, right from the beginning, and getting to know each other step by step, and then taking that huge leap of only 2 dates, and then going effectively on holiday together in the middle of nowhere, and showing a tent together and all that kind of stuff.
But I think it's important for them to move fast because, like I said, they are so busy. If they did take a long time before they started moving quickly, it would be years, because every chance that they have to spend time together alone is very big and is very rare. So when they find those opportunities, they have to take them. And I think that is why people that meet and get into relationships when they're older move faster, because their lives are so much more busy. They have kids, they have work, they have family they have to interact with, they have friends, they have to have their free time. So when they do meet somebody special, they want to move a little bit faster.
I think we were just hit so hard at the beginning with a lot of mistruths that I made the choice to not read anything, positive or negative. It just didn't make sense, and instead we focused all of our energies just on nurturing our relationship.
On us, yeah.
On us. You know, at the end of the day, I'm really just proud of who I am and where I come from, and we have never put any focus on that. We've just focused on who we are as a couple. And so when you take all those extra layers away and all of that noise, I think it makes it really easy to just enjoy being together and tune all the rest of that out.
Yeah, what they imply is that their relationship is more important than public perception. And that's likely a reason why they wanted to leave the royal family. Because guess what? When they met and they found true love, where they cared so much about each other that everyone else's perception wasn't as important, it's okay to leave. Because guess what? Being a royal doesn't even fucking matter. It's just made up bullshit for entertainment reasons. They're literally just figureheads. So it's not that big a deal.
What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I mean,
Sing.
Can you imagine? No, I'm not a singer.
You know, that was probably the first little bit of sense of humor I saw between the two of them. They have to be so stand-up citizens or whatever that even having a little bit of sense of humor between each other is a hard thing to do. But right there, I mean, he gave a genuine joke, and it's good to see them laugh with each other.
At the moment for us, it's going to be making sure that our relationship is always put first. But no, look, both of us have passions for wanting to make change for good, and you know, with lots of young people running around the Commonwealth, that's where we're going to spend most of our time, hopefully.
And I think that's another big reason why Harry fell for Meghan, because even as early as, I don't know, grade school, Meghan was already a cause for social good. There's a video how she wrote a letter to a company asking them to change the phrasing because it comes off sexist. She did that as early as grade school. And apparently she's been focused on different causes throughout her life. So Harry noticed that and noticed that they relate in that way. And that's another reason why he fell for her, aside from the chemistry.
And it was really one of the first things we connected on. It was one of the first things we started talking about when we met, was just the different things that we wanted to do in the world and how passionate we were about seeing change, I think.
Yeah, so a shared sense of purpose between two people is a very, very strong way to connect with another person.
We've just had a really nice time getting to know them and progressively helping me feel a part of not just the institution, but also part of the family, which has been really, really special.
Trying to track them down and make sure that they're around at the same time that she's popping in without telling too many people. And so we've actually done incredibly well to make sure that you've met all the key people.
Now, unfortunately, that has changed, but it's nice to look back at the past and see how these two started.
What was it like introducing Meghan to your father and your brother?
What was it like? It was exciting. I mean, I've been seeing her for a period of time when I literally didn't tell anybody at all, and then William was longing to meet her, and so was Catherine. So
that's so interesting that he hadn't told anybody about him dating Meghan for a while. So that means that the tabloids didn't even know, I guess.
You know, they're being our neighbours. We managed to get that in quite a few times now. And Catherine's been absolutely
wonderful,
amazing, as is William as well. Fantastic support. And then my father as well. We had a couple of, no, more than that.
We've had
a handful of teas and meetings and all sorts of gatherings over at his place as well. So no, the family together have been absolutely solid support, and my grandparents as well have been wonderful throughout this whole process, and they've known for quite some time. So how they haven't told anybody is again a miracle in itself. But no, the whole family have come together and have been a huge amount of support.
They've been amazing.
And Meghan, your parents, do you think, well, very happy for you, obviously, do you think they have worried at all about the scale of what you're getting into?
Well, I'm sure at the onset both my parents and my close friends were concerned because we got very quickly swept up in a media storm that, as I shared, was not part of my life before that, but they also had never seen me so happy. And I think also once my friends, excuse me, were able to really meet Harry and my mom, who we spent a lot of time with, who was so much fun.
Your mom's amazing.
It was just, you know, it was just obvious that no matter what we were being put through, that it was just temporary and that we were going to be able to get through that. So everyone was really happy with me. He's talked to my dad a few times, hasn't been able to meet him just yet. But it's all been worth every effort.
Yeah, it's been great.
Your ring.
Oh, yes.
Tell us about your ring.
The ring is obviously yellow gold because that's what her favorite.
So in the end, it's hard for me to really get a good read on their relationship. It's obvious that they really care for each other, but at the same time, it's obvious that both of them are very controlled because, and only because, of the scrutiny put onto them. Now, I imagine that Prince Harry's better at doing this and a little tiny bit looser, but that's because he's been in the public eye and been scrutinized all his life, so he knows how to get a little more goofy, a little more loose, while not upsetting people. He knows how to stay in that lane. Whereas with Meghan, even though she is an actor, she has had no public scrutiny like this before, so her controlled demeanor is still a little held back. And that is merely because she's new at this. She hasn't learned how to do it while relaxing, getting comfortable with it. The reason why I'm not gonna do the Oprah interview yet is because I don't know if the interview is gonna tell me anything more that this one does. In fact, I thought this interview was even better. However, if this video gets over 200,000 likes, and you know how to do it, mother frickers, just send it to your friends, I don't know, watch it 30 times, and you'll up the algorithm or whatever the hell and get it some more views. We'll get it to 200,000. I'll do a part 2. Maybe I'll do the Oprah, maybe I'll do something else. Tell me in the comments. Boy!